Sometimes people ask me why I continue rescuing abandoned animals, even though every rescue comes with uncertainty, heartbreak, and expensive medical bills. My answer is always the same, because every life deserves someone who refuses to give up. Leo reminded me of that more than anyone ever could. One afternoon, while the summer heat pushed close to 40 degrees, I received a call from a local resident. He told me there was a 3-legged dog tied outside an old house, barely moving. The owner had disappeared days ago, leaving the dog alone with no food, no clean water, and no shelter from the burning sun. I immediately drove to the location, hoping I wasn't already too late. When I arrived, the sight in front of me broke my heart. A young mixed breed dog lay on the ground with a heavy chain around his neck. His body was frighteningly thin. Every rib was visible beneath his dirty coat, and his breathing was slow and weak. He didn't even have the strength to stand when I called to him. The only movement came from his tired eyes, quietly watching me, as if he had already accepted that nobody was coming back for him. As I carefully examined him, I discovered something even worse. The skin around his hips and tail had become badly infected. Because he had been lying in the same place for so long, flies had laid eggs inside the open wounds. They had already turned into maggots. I had rescued many animals before, but seeing a living dog suffer like this was something I would never forget. I gently wrapped him in a blanket and carried him into my truck. Throughout the journey, he remained completely still, resting his head against my arm as though he had finally decided to trust someone again. I named him Leo. The first thing we did after arriving at the rescue center was carefully shave away the dirty fur surrounding his wounds. Bucket after bucket of warm water washed away layers of mud, dried blood, and parasites. Leo never resisted. He simply lay there quietly while we cleaned every injured area as gently as possible. Once the wounds were disinfected, we rushed him to the veterinary hospital for emergency treatment. The examination revealed another serious problem. Besides the severe skin infection, Leo had developed pneumonia. His immune system was dangerously weak, and his body had almost no strength left to fight. The veterinarians immediately started intravenous fluids, antibiotics, and oxygen support. They warned me that the next several days would determine whether he lived or died. Those days felt incredibly long. Every morning before work and every evening afterward, I visited him. Sometimes he was too exhausted to lift his head. Sometimes he simply slept while connected to the IV line. But every time he heard my voice, his tail moved just a little. That tiny wag gave me hope that he hadn't stopped fighting. Thankfully, Leo responded well to treatment. His fever slowly disappeared, his breathing became easier, and he finally started eating again. When the veterinarian smiled and told me we could take him home, I felt like we had both won a battle together. Returning to the rescue yard marked the beginning of a completely different journey. Leo no longer had to fight for his life. Now he had to learn how to live again. Because he only had 3 legs, walking required much more effort than for other dogs. At first he preferred lying down instead of moving. The veterinarian encouraged me to help him rebuild his muscles through gentle daily exercise. So every morning we walked together. The first day he managed only a few slow steps before sitting down to rest. The next day, he walked a little farther. A week later, he was confidently exploring every corner of the yard. Watching him regain confidence was more rewarding than I can describe. His appetite also returned. At first, he barely finished half a bowl of food. Before long, he began waiting excitedly whenever he saw me preparing his meals. Sometimes I had to stop him from eating too quickly, because he always acted as though someone might take the food away. That habit reminded me just how long he had gone hungry before we met. Leo slowly revealed his playful personality as well. He loved following butterflies, chasing leaves blowing across the ground, and sniffing everything he could find. Although some of the other rescue dogs were much faster than him, he never seemed discouraged. He simply found his own pace and kept going. Every day his balance improved, his muscles grew stronger, and his confidence returned. There were still challenges. We had to continue giving him medication, monitor his breathing, and wait before bathing him again until the veterinarian confirmed his wounds had healed completely. Recovery wasn't something that happened overnight. It was built through hundreds of small moments every meal. He finished every step he took, every peaceful night's sleep, and every gentle touch that slowly replaced fear with trust. Looking at Leo today, few people would believe he was once chained outside under the blazing sun, abandoned simply because he was different. They see a happy dog who enjoys long walks, loves attention, and greets everyone with a wagging tail. What they don't see is the incredible determination hidden behind those bright eyes. Leo taught me something I will never forget. A missing leg never defined his future. The real battle wasn't learning to walk on 3 legs. It was learning to trust people again after they had caused him so much pain. Thankfully, kindness proved stronger than cruelty. Every rescue changes 2 lives. The animal receives a second chance, and the rescuer is reminded that compassion still matters. Leo may have lost 1 leg, but he never lost his will to live. And every time I watch him confidently walking beside me, I know that hope always has the power to grow again when someone chooses not to walk away.